How excited are you to get your first collegiate start?
I'm very excited. Like I'm ready to go. No one else prepared me as much as my parents did for this moment. You know, my dad texted me once he found out the news the same day I did, and he told me just stay humble and stay focused on anything that you got to do, and just focus on the task at hand. So right now, I'm just still trying to learn the plays. I'm still trying to make sure I do everything correctly, but I'm so focused right now.
Coming from high school, you were one of the top players in North Carolina last year. What's been the biggest adjustment that you've had coming from the high school ranks to the college ranks?
Honestly, it was like just being in the background. Like so, before DJ Ford came, dipped on us, and everyone opted out. I felt like I was like lost. I didn't know what to do. I have the starting spot. I wasn't the man of the team, so it was just making sure that I was focused and making sure that I was on my grind and making sure that I can jump to the level that I'm at now. But I feel like coming out of high school for the younger guys, that I would say to like my little brother, I would tell him like just stay focused. Like no one's better than you are if you don't let them.
Thank you.
Okay, Andrew Jones, go ahead.
Hey, Jacarius. So you learned about a week ago that you were going to start. Obviously, with Miles being ruled out, that's not a positive. But personally, what kind of went through your mind? What was it, an emotional thing, or what when you found out that you were actually going to start a college game?
Yeah, I was very emotional. Like I called my mom, I told her, and she's not really a big football fan. So once I told her, she didn't really understand. But like I started crying, and I was like, "Mom, I finally, I'm getting the opportunity to play." And she started crying with me. We was on FaceTime. We just shared that emotions, and then my dad stepped in. He just made sure that I was focused. And like you said, with Miles Wolford, like being gone, like he was my big brother. So one day he's talked in front of the whole team and told us that he let us down. And like I'm saying, he's my big brother. So I was emotional then because I kind of just lost my big brother, and I have to kind of like just find my way through college, my freshman year of college without him. So the whole process with Miles going and then me stepping up, it was just all emotional.
With that, you have a huge responsibility now. So how have you gone about things the last week or so as far as mental prep? What other kind of stuff have you been processing to get yourself ready for next week when you get on the field and face a pretty decent team on the road?
Really just talking with Coach Bateman, making sure that I have all the plays down. Trey Morrison, then he kind of fulfilled that spot that Wolford was in and started becoming my bigger brother, and he's helped me tremendously when it comes to plays.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Ross Martin, go ahead.
Major queries. What's been the most challenging part of learning the nickelback position in the UNC defense?
I'll say covering like dash, like just trying to cover like the slot players, the more faster players coming out of high school. You really didn't have to cover. You just come downhill and just. I played safety in high school, so you really just came downhill and just smack something. But covering dash, it's 10 times harder because now you gotta make sure that you're in shape and fulfilling the gaps. That's tremendously hard. So coming out of high school, being a running back, I kind of love the physical part of it. So that was kind of the easier part, but I'll say covering dash and most of the slots.
In the nickelback position at UNC, can you kind of describe what your role is and how you kind of fit and do well in that nickelback role, combining, I guess, coverage and some of the more physical aspects of that role?
I'll say like coming downhill and just fulfilling the gaps. That's the easier part for me. And then covering like when we go to cover twos and stuff, just making sure that I got all the calls correctly and knowing when I have the slot and when I bail off, and that would be the harder part for me.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
All right. Last one for CL Brown. Go ahead, CL.
Hey, Aquarius, you mentioned the opt-outs and everything and kind of feeling lost before that. Did you expect, like when you arrived on campus, did you think you would have an opportunity to ever start in this first year? Or were you kind of just thinking you would contribute on special teams and maybe here and there get a chance to be in with the unit on defense?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even think I would play my freshman year. I was honestly ready for. I told my coaches in high school I was ready to be like a red shirt freshman. Like, I was ready for this year to be just a year for me to start learning everything, and then sophomore year I come in and I try to get on the field. But with everything happening, the ops outs, DJ Ford was helping me at the time, and then when he opted out, then Trey stepped in that, and then I still had Woodford, and then with Woodford leaving, Trey became like a father right now. He's like, he always called me son, so he became the father and just making sure that I know everything that I'm doing on the field when it comes to the plays on the field.
Yeah, and do you think, I mean, given the situation with the pandemic and just how everything has been, do you feel like this is kind of, you've been able to use this to your advantage because maybe you have a little bit more free time opened up to study film and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think this year kind of was not a blessing, but at the same time, when it comes to football, I feel like you said, with all the free time I have, like I can go home and I can study when it comes to my classwork, and then I can also just transition to the studying for the players on the field.